JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today's the 4th of September, 2020. So yep, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Friday's afternoon quick session where we're going to have a quick look as well at the markets. Some of the charts that we looked at this morning. Just to see how everything's getting along. But yeah, as always, before we do that, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFD Bank website and specifically our JFD research page, which we also update on a daily basis. So yep, feel free to visit us here on jfdbank.com and click on the research tab right there on the top. So now there we go, finally loaded up. So yeah, the research tab right there on the top. Now jumping into the charts, quick update here on German DAX. So the index today is trading in slightly in the positive territory. It managed to get back above the 21-day EMA here, shown as the yellow line. So of course, let's see how and where it's gonna end up being, but yeah, for now the index is still holding up, and as I mentioned to you guys this morning, that in a way, as long as this price is continues to trade above this this short-term upside support line taken from the low the 15th of June, then there's a good chance for this one maybe to reverse to the upside again and move higher. However, if you're a little bit more on the cautious side, what you could do here is just wait for a break above the 13,314 level here, marked by the highest point of July, and then yes, aim for the upside again. So yeah, let's see how all this is going to play out. But to be honest, it seems that the index might remain in this little area right here for the end of the week here, for the remaining day today. So yeah, guys, probably the big action could come maybe next week. So we'll keep an eye on this one, of course. But like I said, we're not putting too much let's say hope in that the index will have a decent move outside of this little ascending triangle pattern. Now jumping into the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and here the index well, yesterday, as you know, the indices, the U.S. indices declined heavily, mainly driven by the sell-off in the technology stocks. Some might see it as a profit taking. This is what I mentioned this morning, that some might see it as a bit of profit taking. So yep, in a way, for now, looking at this picture, looking at this technical picture, and what I was talking about yesterday, that as long as the price continues to balance above these two upside lines here, then there is still a chance for the index to reverse and push higher. And if we look at the cash index, for example, right now, we can see that the price is currently balancing at around 28,520 zone. So basically, it is currently sitting somewhere around here. It had a nice, decent rebound, so we'll see a nice opening gap here to the upside. However, of course, be very careful if the price struggles to get back above the 28,733 territory right here, then, well, I mean, this is where it could maybe keep the downside scenario on the table. Maybe a move back towards this upside support line taken from the low of the 23rd of March could be possible. So that's why, guys, for now, yes, we are seeing a bit of a rebound, but if the index struggles to get back above the 28,733 territory, then we could see maybe another round of selling here towards this upside support line. But if that gets broken, now this is where more sellers could be joining in and potentially driving this one towards this other upside support line taken from the low the 2nd of April, the one which is slightly flatter here, and then of course we'll take it from there. So keep your eyes on that. If the index pushes back above the 28,893 territory right here, marked by the highest point of February, and then sorry, not the highest point of February, but the low of the 21st of February. There we go. The highest point of February is still the 29,568 zone. But again, if we get a climb back above the 28,893 zone, which is the low of the 21st of February right here, then maybe we could start aiming for the current highest point of this week near the 29,199 zone. So again, something for you guys to keep in mind for today. If you have seen today as well, we did get the US and Canadian employment numbers. So non-farm payrolls came out. It came out as a bit of a disappointment. It missed the forecast. Of course, not by much, but nevertheless, still it missed the forecast. So for now, basically, of course, the market is not really taking that as a huge negative. But let's see, of course, when the opening bell rings, let's see if the sellers start jumping back into the action here. But as I said, for you guys, from the technical side, keep your eyes on these on these levels here, on the 20,733 zone. If this continues to provide resistance, then we may see a bit of a move back down towards this upside support line taken from the low the 23rd of March. So keep your eyes on that one. Silver is moving nicely to the downside. I've mentioned silver this week, and basically the commodity, as you can see, managed to break and stay below this short-term upside support line taken from the low the 17th of July. So which could be seen as a bearish indication. However, as I mentioned to you guys previously as well, that preferably a drop below the 26.06 level right here could do the trick for more sellers. For now, we're not really there. It's the price is currently balancing around its 21-day EMA. So let's see, of course, if this can push further south. But like I said, we'll wait for that confirmation break, and ideally a daily close below the 26.06 level. So let's keep an eye on that one. In terms of the upside, we need to see a push at least back above the 28.31-32 zone here in order to get, or should I say, not to get comfortable, but to start considering higher areas. Ethereum. So also like Bitcoin, which I've mentioned this morning and yesterday as well, Ethereum is drifting lower. And well, when I was covering Ethereum last time, I was saying that keep your eyes on this 411 zone, because if that gets broken, it might open the door towards lower areas. And one of the lower areas that I was keeping an eye on was this 363.30 mark, approximately around here, marked near the lows of the 7th of August and 12th of August, and also it marks the highest point of June of 2019. You can see that the price did drift lower. However, it found support just slightly above that, near the low of the 25th of August, around the 370 mark. So in other words, now, given that we had a nice rebound here today, of course, what we're going to do here is we'll keep an eye on the 21-day EMA together with this 411 zone, because if this area continues to provide resistance, then we might see something like this happening, where we could see a nice reversal back down, and a move lower. For those who are more on the cautious side, you could just wait for a drop below that 370 zone, or even better, this 363.30 territory, and then consider further declines. So again, for now, this is what I'm going to be considering if the price will struggle to get back above the 411 territory. If it gets back above it, all this area right here will be somewhat of a neutral one, because to consider maybe higher levels again, ideally a push above the 447.50 zone would be needed. And let me just drag this arrow right here. That's what we're going to be looking at right now. US dollar against the Japanese yen. Here the pair is moving nicely still to the upside, although it's still trading below yesterday's high. So of course we still have a full US session to go through, and we'll see if there will be any surprises there. But for now, it's still, the pair is on track. And this week I was talking about this idea where we could see this pair moving towards the 107 territory, or slightly above that. We do have this downside line taken from the high of the 24th of March. Now, of course, at the moment, you can see that the trend is still to the downside, although from the very short-term perspective, yes, the pair is moving higher. But like I said, at the moment, we'll class this move higher as a temporary correction, especially if this downside line remains intact. So again, for you guys, something to keep in mind. From the, like I said, from the very short-term perspective, there is still a possibility for this one to move higher, but we'll still be very careful. In terms of the downside, nothing has changed. Still looking at this 105.30 zone. We need to see a drop below that in order to start looking at some lower areas. GBPCAD. So I've talked about this pair this week as well, and I was telling you guys to keep a close eye on the short-term upside support line taken from the low the 1st of July. As you can see, it's now getting broken. Of course, this is kind of creating this slightly more bearish atmosphere. However, as I mentioned to you previously, the 1.7247 level, that's what I'm looking at in order to get comfortable in examining lower areas. So basically, I need to see a break of this area, also a drop below this 100-day EMA, and then further declines maybe could be possible. Now, of course, we do have some obstacles on the way lower, like for example this 1.7208 territory marked by the high of the 10th of July. But if that is just seen as a temporary obstacle, then yes, further declines here could be possible. So in other words, let me just draw an arrow here. This is from where our downside scenario could come from, right here. But again, it still would come with a slight pinch of salt, because again, it's a tricky one here. There are a bunch of obstacles here, support areas that could kind of withstand the bearish pressure. But like I said, we'll start aiming for lower areas if we get a drop below this 1.7247 zone. And finally, EURUSD. So this pair is drifting nicely below this 1.1815 level. I talked about this level here, and this is exactly what I was talking about this morning, and actually yesterday as well, that if we get another drop here below this 1.1815 zone or this 21-day EMA, then it increases the chances for a further slide towards this short-term upside support line taken from the low of the 14th of May. Of course, if this upside line does provide decent support, then we could see a nice rebound here and a push higher. So basically, the bulls could take advantage of the lower rate somewhere around here and drive this one back to the upside. For now, from the very short-term perspective, what I'm looking at here is this. Like I said, I'm aiming for this one, this upside support line. But if this somehow starts breaking this upside line, and we see the daily candle, for example, dropping and staying below this 1.1725 territory right here, now this is where it could become a little bit more complicated for the bulls, and more probably bears could be joining in here. So that's why for now, from the very short-term perspective, yes, I'm aiming for this upside support line, especially if the trading continues below this 21-day EMA. If the rate or the pair will get pushed back above this 21-day EMA, then I'll probably take a bit of a neutral stand here and wait for the next move, because again, it would be a little bit too tricky here. And for those who are more on the cautious side, what you could do here is wait for a break back of the 1.1965 zone here and then aim for some higher levels. Yeah, for now it is where it is, guys. It's currently near this 21-day EMA, so let's see if it can continue pushing a little bit further south towards this upside support line taken from the low of the 14th of May. So guys, I really hope you found it useful. So thank you very much for watching and listening. If you want to catch my video on Monday, as always, my Traders Espresso, that's 6 o'clock GMT time. For now, guys, I hope you have a wonderful evening, have a wonderful weekend, relax, enjoy it, and yeah, come back fresh on Monday, and join, like I said, join my video in the morning at 6 o'clock GMT time, yeah, we'll have a look at some of these instruments, some new ones, and we'll take it from there. Have a nice evening, guys, and thank you very much. Bye bye.